You may think you don't need any more Happy Gilmore in your life, and you're right, you don't, but it exists anyway, and it's the #1 movie on Netflix right now. So we'd be remiss if we did not talk about Happy Gilmore 2. We also did a review of Happy Gilmore. We'll have a link to that here below and at the end. So come check that out as well. Come subscribe, come hang out, because for you, our dear viewers, we subjected ourselves to not 1, but 2 Happy Gilmore movies. Alonso, what's the sequel about?
Happy Gilmore didn't have things flowing on the first film. Oh, shut up!
Well, first of all, they should have called it Happier Gilmore, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah, so this movie takes a page from some of the worst sequels of recent memories, like Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. The movie has to open by taking away everything good that happened to the guy in the first movie, so that he has to start all over again from scratch. In the first few moments, so this isn't a spoiler, it's the inciting incident of the movie. His beloved wife dies when he shanks her in the head with a golf ball. And, loses everything, loses his house, and he and his daughter, played by one of the Sandler daughters, move into one place, and his rambunctious sons are all living in an apartment somewhere. Happy, works at a grocery store, but he needs to raise money to send his daughter to Paris to go to ballet school. So he is sort of reluctantly forced to go back into golf, even though he has a debilitating drinking problem, which is illustrated by the fact that almost everything he holds in his hands is secretly a flask. And that's funny the first 6 or 7 times, and then they beat that joke to death, and it's not funny anymore. The other shitty sequel this reminded me of was Coming to America. You'll recall, another sort of decades too late sequel, wherein every joke is repeated, and in case you didn't remember the jokes they were repeating from the first movie, they show you a clip from the first movie with the joke that they're repeating so that you can see it all again. And it's 2 fucking hours long because of it.
I was going to say, that's why it's 2 hours long. It's a good solid half an hour longer than the first Happy Gilmore, because they keep showing clips from the first movie in case you've forgotten. I mean, Top Gun Maverick does that too, but not quite so frequently and not quite so egregiously.
Not nearly as bad, but look, just assume that anybody who wanted to see the sequel to this movie has at least a working memory of what happens in the first one, or do a previously on at the beginning and move on. Anyway, the plot, as such as it is that Benny Safdie, who I felt very bad for by the end of this movie, is representing this new extreme golf league, and he wants Happy Gilmore to play for him because Happy Gilmore's unorthodox style sort of inspired it, but Happy's like, no, fuck you, I don't want to be involved with it, you have bad breath, and that gets repeated a million times. And so he has to go back and save traditional golf. And in our other review, I talked about the reactionary streak in Adam Sandler movies, and the idea that Happy Gilmore is here to save old school country club ugly pants golf from the, tacky new guy on the block is like, really? That's the plot here? Okay.
I mean, he is in his mid-50s now, late 50s. He's one of the old guys now,
I guess. But, so this is one of those movies, much like a lot of the more, like Jack and Jill and Grown Ups 2, where it's like tons of celebrity cameos from his buddies who felt like stopping by, tons of product placement, including a Rolls Royce that I'm sure Sandler just got to keep, I suspect, because it really doesn't need to be in this movie at all. I always like Bad Bunny. That guy's a star.
Yeah. That was a funny bit, though. Him being the caddy, that was very charming, I thought. They had nice chemistry together.
That's funny. Like Sixth Sense. Why am I blanking on this guy's name?
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment, thank
you.
He's
in his villain stage, Haley Joel Osment.
Yes. Adds another D-bag to his quiver. But yeah, for the most part, this was just... I really hated this. And I hated it in the way that I hate almost every recent Adam Sandler movie that doesn't involve somebody like the Safdies or PTA directing him, because it's just lazy and mean-spirited and overlong, and he's just coasting. He's literally like just remaking the first movie and showing you the first movie from time to time in case you forgot the first movie.
Yeah. I found this very frustrating because I also thought it was lazy and coasting and just like reviving all the stuff from the first movie. But then there are enough bits scattered here and there that gave me hope. And that was really frustrating to be yanked back and forth like that. Like when he finally decides he's ready to try golfing again, he goes to this like very low budget public course,
Right.
and he plays with like Eric Andre and Mark Qualley and Tim Herlihy's son, Tim Herlihy, who's the screenwriter of these movies. And that
and he's on SNL too.
Okay. And that is funny. Like that whole energy with all of them, as far as them being terrible golfers and not knowing who he is, and just the way that that evolves, like that was funny. The actual golfers, the real life golfers playing versions of themselves, a lot of them are very stiff, but often enough, they were so funny. Rory McIlroy is so funny. Scotty Scheffler is so funny. Like they have surprisingly good timing for golfers. Like I did not expect that, and they were kind of goofing on their own personas. And like
I don't know who these guys are, so that maybe that's on me for not being familiar with this world. I forgot the other shitty sequel this reminds me of, because the entire finale is about like established golfers trying to play on a course that is this like a goofy golf mini putt whatever course on steroids, is Caddyshack 2. So that is what this movie is doing.
The thing is, though, that Extreme Golf League, you could totally imagine that happening, where they have like a shot clock and only 7 holes, and they all have like American Gladiator names.
But it would be a joke 20 years ago, though. The whole extreme sports thing is so played out. It's so tired. Like, I don't know what you would do now to make it fresh. AI golf? I don't know. But like, it just, to me, that felt like what would have been a funny idea around the time that Funny People came out, but now just feels like you are so disengaged with the world that you don't even know what's current, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's overlong, it's obvious, it's repetitive, it overstays its welcome. But I guess if you are feeling nostalgic for mid-90s Adam Sandler, this gives you that. Although he also is like kind of got the grouchy dad, you know, like that persona that he is now. It's Sunny Sandler, who is the daughter. It's like 4 sons and a daughter, kind of like Crooklyn. It's 4 sons and a daughter.
Take Crooklyn's name out of your mouth right now when you're talking about Happy Gilmore 2.
We just watched Crooklyn for our Patreon. And like within a day of each other, I saw both films. I'm like, ooh, it's a rowdy dinner scene with 4 sons and a daughter.
Oh, stop right now. Oh my God.
But she's fine. You know, she was cute in You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. Like,
I have not seen that yet. I've heard it's funny. Yes.
It's a cute movie and she's good in it. And that's like a better use of Adam Sandler being like curmudgeonly middle-aged guy.
I will say there's one thing about this movie that is almost kind of a meta commentary on the first movie, and I don't know if it's intentional or not. But in the first movie, you have Ben Stiller as the guy running the terrible old folks home where he's forcing people to quilt or, you know, do yard work or whatever. And the movie drops it. The Happy Gilmore 1 never circles back and has like Happy Gilmore find out what happened and beat the shit out of him or something, or him getting in trouble. Like they just drop the Ben Stiller character. But because of that, he's able to come back in this one and still be up to his old shenanigans, but now he's running an AA program.
Yeah, I guess just a reason to bring Ben Stiller back, you know, and like, why have continuity?
No, of course. But I just mean like weirdly enough, they're allowed to bring him back because they never dealt with him in the first movie. He just like got to continue being shitty. But yeah, it is less funny this time. You know, the mustache is doing all the work in that performance, you know.
His bolo tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, let's give this one a number. We did not give the original Happy Gilmore a number. What do you say for Happy Gilmore 2?
Like a 2. I was in misery. This is a bad movie. And it's even among the Sandler sequels, like it might even be worse than Grown Ups 2. And that's saying something.
Ooh, okay. I'll say like a 3.5 because I giggled here and there. You know, as you say, Bad Bunny is quite charming here, but then too often the celebrity stuff gets wedged in, like the whole thing with Travis Kelce getting covered in honey. I mean, it's just because you can, you know, I suppose.
Why not?
You know? Anyway, Happy Gilmore 2 is the #1 movie in America on Netflix, at least. Why? If you've seen it, let us know.